not reflect those of WSMN, its owners, and/or associates.
When you hear the phrase first-gen American, what comes to mind? Oscar Villacis, a first-generation American, wants to enlighten your mind to everyday life as a first-gen in today's America. There is a perception in today's society, and Oscar is going to dive in and dissect the reality of being a first-gen. Join Oscar and his guests from all walks of life, discussing their trial and tribulations in today's America. Now your host, Oscar Villacis.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of First Gen American. I'm your host, Oscar Villacis. Thank you so much for joining us. But before we get started, a special shout out to our sponsor, Fences Unlimited. Fences Unlimited, a brick and mortar business, 40 years plus, right here in the Granite State, and also manufacturing, homemade, homegrown, right here in the Granite State. Also, if you're looking for a new career opportunity, a brick and mortar with corporation benefits, reach out, Fences Unlimited at fencesunlimited.com. Make sure that you tell them that your first generation American friend sent you. And also Rivera Nayarit. Rivera Nayarit is a seafood Mexican cuisine, authentic with authentic chefs in the kitchen from Rivera Nayarit, and also a female entrepreneur right here from our Latino community and from the Granite State. Also, if you're in Manchester, like our next guest, be sure to reach out to Mi Jalisco. It's just a company with authentic food and that Mexican cuisine. Both locations have great birria tacos. Make sure that you make Carla make them herself, because like no other, or maybe her cousin Roberto at Rivera Nayarit. It's just delicious. And also Boomer Graphics and Signs. Boomer Graphics and Signs, located right here in Ashland, New Hampshire, for all the entrepreneurs that are looking for decals, stickers, business card, apparel, you name it, they have it. Boomer Graphics and Signs. Shout out to Jerry and Bree. And also Sapo Pan. Sapo Pan is, a little bit of that Latin cuisine, or the seasoning, or the snacks, or the knickknacks. They have it everywhere from all over Latin America. Fabiola handpicks them out and brings them to her location so that we don't have to travel out. She'll go to anywhere from as far as New Jersey to get us that special seasoning or some of the ingredients that we don't get from our countries, and brings them right here to the Granite City. So we appreciate all these entrepreneurs that are propelling our community forward and support BIPOC community business owners, because we are that future, propelling us one another forward. So thank you so much. And for our listeners, new apparel on the way, and new Patreon. So check us out at fgmshows.com for Love Lesson, Patreon, and apparel on their way, launching before summer. So check us out. And also FGA Apparel. Some great apparel on the way coming out, and we look forward to for the love and support. So fgmshows.com. Today's guest, Josie.
Hi.
How are you, sir?
I'm good,
man.
sir.
I want to say the last name.
Matimano.
Josie Matimano. I don't want to butcher it, man.
No problem.
Josie Matimano is a young artist from Manchester on the rise, first generation American. Just became a U.S. citizen in December. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Oh!
That's right.
I'm excited for you. But what I'm excited for is your story and what you bring in your artiste and your experience, and some of the that expression that you put out into the canvas. How long have you been how long have you been an artist?
I would say I've been a serious artist for only 4 years.
4 years?
Yeah. I grew up drawing, just pencil drawing as a child. I used to play around with the book just for fun. Yeah. I never took it serious. I was just doing it just for the sake of wasting time. Yeah. But just recently I started painting, and that's where I took it serious.
You were born and raised in the Republic of Congo.
That's right.
And you told me that you were raised in a refugee camp.
Yeah, I was born in the eastern part of Democratic Republic of Congo. Mm-hmm. And then when I was 11, me and my family moved to Uganda because of the resources.
Yeah.
We moved with my family to Uganda for just the sake of saving our lives.
Wow.
And it was me with my siblings and my parents, and that's where I grew up. After that, we just got a chance to come to the U.S.
Yeah.
And in 2016, and since then we've been living in Manchester until
Nice.
now.
Tell me, growing up, how was that transition from 11 years old, fleeing because of the violence and...
Yeah, growing up before going to Uganda, actually, it was just as a regular child, playing around with friends and family. I grew up with my parents had, I would say, middle class income. My dad used to be a teacher, and he used to work at the toll road. In Africa, it's kind of different.
Yeah.
They make more money, and he used to have a good income. He used to own two houses, and we had a decent life. And I used to go to private school, but that changed due to the insecurity that came at the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of Congo. There was a lot of conflict, just people getting killed, getting targeted for different reasons. And we moved to Uganda. From there, that's where I started learn. I used to learn French.
Yeah.
When I was in...
Parlez-vous français?
Je parle français, un peu de français.
Un peu.
Yeah, un peu.
Comme ci, comme ça.
Ouais. And then I switched. It was really hard to switch from French to English. And from there I was I went to the middle school there and high school there. And it was interesting because the life in Congo and in Uganda was a little bit different. So the lifestyle changed, living from having a good income to being like way bad. So things were not working really good, but we survived.
Yeah, I've never directly experienced war myself, but seeing what's going on right now in the different parts of the world, I can't imagine, like, we're having a conversation right now. We are having this great interview with amazing people in the room, and then all of a sudden, tomorrow doesn't know what brings, and then there's a riot outside of the streets, and then pick whatever you can grab and go.
Right.
How was that transition for you? You were only 11 years old. What type of conversations were your parents having that said, we have to go, we have to leave everything behind, we don't know when we're coming back, and we don't know if this is going to be our forever home anymore?
Yeah, it was traumatic, and it was like really, really bad because we didn't know where we were going. You were just going for survival because it was not easy for us, and it was not like safe for us to stay in the Congo. Like it was so bad to the extent that we used to see gunshots and just people getting killed in front of our door.
Wow.
And I experienced that, and it's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, when it's 4th of July in America, people throw out the fireworks.
Talk about that. No, that's serious.
Yeah, I
talk
can
about
talk
that.
about that.
Yeah.
It's really interesting how people sees it. It's really fun. 4th of July. It's
Your anxiety, does your anxiety go up a little bit?
Yeah, especially my parents. That it's kind of like
You're the first interviewee from Africa that I've heard say that 4th of July is a trigger, just like dogs.
Right.
No, not in a comparison, but the anxiety, not the comparison. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not
comparison, but I'm saying, like, how, like, the uncertainty, right, of like that anxiety. Right. But what's crazy is that in America, they would consider dogs to be more of like, people would go on Facebook and be like, you guys are upsetting my dogs.
That's right.
But your neighbors are from a different country,
right, that
came here on that trauma, but you don't ask them,
right,
if they're okay with it.
That's right. Yeah.
Come over for a barbecue. Let's go and let off some fireworks, America.
Right.
But there's I get it.
Yeah,
get
there
it.
is a different way people can take it, and
Right.
I'm sorry, I don't want to like.
No.
just,
Don't. First of all, like I tell every single first-gen American, don't
Yeah.
ever apologize because
That's
this is
right.
why we have this platform.
That's right.
Continue.
Right. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's just the sounds of like fireworks.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can compare it to like the
I grew up in New
grenade,
York.
the loud. Yeah.
I grew up in Brooklyn,
Right.
so those fireworks were mimicking. They
Right.
were muffling real gunshot
Real
wounds.
gunshots.
So I mean, different continents,
Right.
same trauma.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's right.
I get it. I
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah, those experiences were really interesting, but yeah, I grew up through that. I saw like those different incidents.
Yeah.
But we moved to Uganda. I started adapting to the new situation and the new life, and I found new friends and I made some connection there, and some of them I still talk to them.
Yeah.
Right, but from there we came here to the U.S. and we were received by the International Institute of New England.
Uh-huh.
It's an agency that receives immigrants, especially refugee,
Yeah.
from different places of the different parts of the world,
Mhm.
and they helped us finding the apartment, finding the job, and that's how things started in the
Yeah.
U.S.
And now, the uncertainty of leaving Congo and going from place to place. Were you able to ever go back home? And because you said your parents had investments in
Right.
Congo,
Right.
and how did they resolve that? Was it all lost?
They had to sell some, and some were left unsold.
Yeah.
Because we don't have enough time to
To get all the
to
affairs
get,
in order?
yeah, everything in
Wow.
time. So, and I have never go back
Yeah.
to the Congo, but I would love to go back at some point.
Yeah.
And I have so many visions about the Congo, especially in art.
Yeah.
I would love to have like a cultural site at one point there, like a museum, or parks where people can go and like recreate seats and have a walk, things like that. Those are some of the visions that I have in my mind about
That's beautiful.
Congo. Yeah.
Now,
Thank
are you the only child, or you have other siblings?
No, I have other siblings. I'm the firstborn though.
Oh, you're the
so
firstborn?
all responsibility
I know that.
on my head.
As I pound you, I commend you.
Right.
Because I know that we're the first ones that get the brunt of it.
That's right.
We are the co-parents of the younger siblings.
That's
right?
right. I get all the heat.
Yeah,
I get
and the
all responsibilities. I just plan everything, and sometimes our parents a little bit different culture, different way to relate to things. The parents are parents, so
Right.
you gotta go with the parents the way they say it. But sometime with a new place, new culture, new reality, sometimes they have to adopt, and
Are they?
it's kind of hard.
Do you feel like they're more lax with your brothers and sisters, like because now they're here and now your brothers and sisters are saying, excuse me, they're saying, well, this is the American way, like this is the traditions here, cultures, and your parents and you're saying, well, I remember culture back home, I remember traditions back home,
Right.
and just because we're in another country doesn't mean that traditions die here.
That's
We have to follow these customs.
Right.
We have to keep this tradition alive.
Right. Yeah. That's really an interesting point. Yeah, coming here, there is the freedom of the kids. A funny thing I can tell you about what we used to think about America. It's different to the reality that we
Talk about
see
that.
here.
Yeah.
The funny thing is about when we're in Africa, we always think that in America, money grows on the tree. Basically, everyone have a car. And people go on the beach and just have a good life, food everywhere.
Yeah.
Have just everything.
The opportunity.
Everything is there.
Everything's
and
out of hand's reach.
That's right. But the reality when we got here, the first funny story is about my experience when when we reached in the apartment, when we were from the like airplane and
Yeah.
getting the apartment, the new apartment that they gave us, I was like, is this just a place that we're gonna stay for like a day or a week,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then we're gonna move into the right apartment or right house?
Yeah.
Because there was just chairs that have different colors,
Right.
and then I was like, nah.
Nothing matches.
Nothing matches to the reality that I used to see on the TV, so I gotta get a new thing.
Welcome to America. Here's a welcome packet. Here's a minivan.
Right.
Here's a big house with a white
Right.
fence.
Right.
And here's some dollars. Right.
Man, it was just completely different.
Yeah.
And then adapting to the new culture, the parents used to see it in a different way.
Right.
And then the kids, once they had the freedom,
Yeah.
there was like a change of the mentality and the mindset, the way they used to speak to the parents.
Yeah.
And that it kind of frustrated me on behalf of the parents, because I understand that is like them,
Right.
but now it's they're not trying to they're understanding now.
I can imagine the culture shock, but also the temperature shock.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Did you? Because I mean, did you come with a code? No. Like,
No, we were
Yeah.
not ready for that. We
Yeah.
just used to think every time it's summer in America, you
Right.
know. But when we see winter, like when we used to see it on TV, people with big jackets, Timberlands, that was really.
It must be
that's-
hot.
It must be hot. Oh,
Yeah.
it's really cool to wear like that.
Yeah.
But when the first winter hit,
Yeah.
that was it really hit. It really hit us really, really good, and
have
we
to-
were not ready.
Yeah. We have to take the car out. We have to shovel the car out.
Talk about that. You have to walk. You have to walk to the bus sometimes,
Yeah.
like because you're
Oh,
new,
yeah,
so
that's
you
right.
don't have even the car.
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
even know how to drive, so you have to go
Learn how-
to the bus.
Yeah. Learn how
have-
to navigate.
Learn how to navigate. Even just the place that received us, they never taught us everything, even how to get the ID. But
Yeah.
those are some of the things that I told them once, like we were good, fixed in Manchester. So we
Yeah.
were like, I just went back and tell them, hey, sometimes you guys need to teach people how to get driver's license.
Right,
how
that's
to
important.
Do those.
Dive in a little bit into that.
Right,
When you first migrated over here from Congo, right?
right.
What are some of the resources? How did you land out of any place around the United States?
Right.
Manchester was the opportunity, right?
That's right.
You would think that there's a consistency of flow because Manchester has about 78 languages spoken,
Oh,
the
wow.
majority from Africa,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
There's an opportunity there. You would think that there's a connection. There's experiences or feedback from other individuals on the struggle.
Right.
Getting an ID is everything.
Right.
Without an ID, you can't receive anything.
Right.
You if you don't have an identification or a fixed address to get mail,
Right.
then you can't apply for any resources or fundings. How did that come about, and how did you propel through that, all these challenges?
Yeah. For me, I was the head of the house, even though my dad and my mom was there.
Yeah.
I was the one who was like in charge of like all the paperwork since we were in Africa, because I used to speak a little bit of English. I used to speak English, but it had a strong accent.
Yeah.
And funny thing about that, sorry to
Yeah.
dive this a little bit, drift a little bit away. First time I was speaking English, and I was talking to like a Hispanic guy. Listen to this story. And then I was telling him something in English.
Yeah.
I thought that I was speaking English.
Right.
And then he was like, "What did you say?"
Yeah.
Like another person, friend had to like speak again in English
Yeah.
to try to make him understand what I was trying to say. And I was like, am I speaking really English?
Yeah.
But that was really an interesting thing. I
Yeah.
thought that I knew English, but that was like an interesting thing because he couldn't listen, like he couldn't had my accent.
Yeah.
So what was the question again? Sorry. to interrupt you.
I know.
Adapting like to the I remember your question.
No, what
now.
I was gonna say is
Yeah.
that some African words, depending on the continent, like Southern Africa,
Right.
is similar to Spanish words,
Right.
Hispanic words. There's a skewed dialect, but I don't know. There's a place in Africa, in Southern Africa, that has Spanish influence. That a lot of the dialect is from Spanish, from Spain.
Yeah.
So some of the words are really similar, which I thought. And as a matter of fact, there's a place in Southern Africa that speaks Spanish.
Oh yeah. All the languages are there.
Yeah,
Even
which is
Portuguese,
it's phenomenal, man. It's fascinating.
Portuguese, Italian,
Yeah.
German, all of them they're there. And
Fascinating.
yeah, that was really interesting about the language. But also you was talking about people
Adapting, coming in,
transitioning,
Yeah.
and having some people who are like speak your same language. But you know, I know how this will sound.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you come in, not everyone will be just welcoming in some, even though sometimes they're from our same place.
Yeah.
They'll try to say that you're trying to take away some of the
resources
that
they
will,
feel that you're
you know
trying
what
to
I
take
mean?
away the resources. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Trust me, we feel it in the Hispanic and the Latino culture too. So don't.
okay.
don't feel-
I always
It's
just
in
feel
every-
good when it's
in every culture. It feels like that.
right.
You're the first one. You want to be the only one.
Right.
Because what happens, the stigma and the reality of what happens is that if you tell everybody within your community
right.
and you're the only one at the time, the
Right.
treatment, once it gets saturated, won't be the same towards you.
That's right.
And now,
That's right.
and on the other side of the perspective from that is that
Right.
because now they have different options and they're helping other individuals in the community, they can use each and every one of those individuals the best way that they know how and the best avenue, or they could take advantage.
That's right.
So we are either preserved or reserved, or we're like guarded in situations like that. Go ahead.
Not only that, no, and also even it's not only about ours, like cultures or people, even tribes, but also even in the art world, even at workplaces. Like if you're like, let's say I'm from Manchester,
Yeah.
and then I have like friends or that are new to Manchester, and they have there is an opportunity here in Azure
Yeah.
that I know. Let's say here at the radio station, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, and then like there's some opportunities, and then I'm working here, and then the new people now I'm connecting them to here, but
Yeah.
I'm like, the advantage that I had or the power that I had is
Exactly.
kind of different.
Right.
So that thing happened like that. But also,
You felt that coming when you first came, even
I
within your
felt-
own community.
I felt that, and it was really hard.
We
And I
need to
was
stop
like,
doing that.
I was like, no, this is not the way to live. You know, if I know something, I can't hide. If like you know that I'm like an artist, like
Yeah.
I paint, and there is a connection, like commission that you think I might work, like I may be like good to do it, but you're like, I don't want him to do it. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's something that is not really good, and I just navigated through it because I'm a person who adapt to the place.
Yeah.
Like if I'm in a place, I read the situation and I adapt and navigate through things. So from there, I went to Job Corps, you
Yeah.
know, New Hampshire Job Corps.
Yeah.
It's like a place, you know.
Yeah.
I did there my high school. I went for high school diploma. I did. It was like not a GED style of high school diploma.
Hey, all in
Yeah.
the same nowadays.
Right.
Congratulations. You did it.
Yeah, I did that, and then I did a security trade and advanced manufacturing trade.
Nice.
While I was there, I also helped my family and myself to get the green card to do it. So I just
You helped your parents to be able to apply for the green.
I helped them to apply for the green card, and we did it all.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
I can imagine that the loopholes and the red tape and the qualifications and the status to be able to get that.
Right.
And again, it just comes to show ambassadors, representative,
Right.
translators. But
Right.
how was that process?
It was a long process. It was frustrating on some of them, getting the license or just getting just a green card and everything. But I'm a person who's determined,
Yeah.
and if I have some goals that I want to accomplish, I always just push myself beyond the limit to get where I want to go.
Yeah,
Right.
that's amazing.
Thank you.
We got Nate from the Chamber of Commerce just sitting in and watching. We're gonna be doing some projects with them together. So
That's
he just came down and observed and listened to First Gen American. So
That's really
a great
good.
resource and a new young face to the Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, well.
So, tell me, a lot of, it sounds repetitive all the time, but it
Right.
needs
Sure,
to be
no,
said. It
feel
needs to
free.
be said
Right.
over and over and over. Trauma, trials and
Yeah.
tribulation,
Right.
that inspiration, that core artistry
Right.
And we're all artists in our own way, right?
Right.
That core embedded inspiration and determination, and there's no can we get it done? It's more like how are we gonna get this done?
That's right.
How did you propel and overcome all of that, that stigma from your own community, the lack of resources coming here, learning new navigations, and then all of a sudden just change a new leaf and said, I feel that it's time to express myself without saying much?
Yeah, it was really interesting. While I was going to Job Corps, I started taking some art classes,
Yeah.
and for painting classes, because I knew how to draw faces and everything. But when I started painting, I did the portraits of my parents, but I never finished it. And then I did the portraits of my bosses, uh, boss's dad, and I gave it to her as a gift, and she really cried. And then I started just diving deep and get inspiration from Instagram and other places to see if I have like a way of expressing my voice. And then I saw one artist on Instagram that inspired me. I never talked to him, but his work inspired me, and I thought that I can relate to what he's trying to express, and that's where I just started painting portraits that express the way I feel, and the sheer determination that was in me. I was just investing in it without just. I have a quote that I have in my head.
All the time?
Yeah,
what is it?
Since I was in the refugee camp.
Yeah.
It says, and this comes from the real struggle and going just down and just being disappointed sometimes with life. The quote says, you better lose hope, but don't give up in life.
Oof.
Yeah,
Tell me how that came to life. What you better lose hope.
Yeah.
But never give up.
Yeah, but don't give up in anything you're doing.
I can see how that can relate. It's more like deter from your own lane and your own path.
That's
don't let it discourage you or deter you from your own lane and your own path.
That's right. It got to the point when I was in the camp, there was no money to go to high school anymore, because in Africa we pay from kindergarten to university. Pay out of pocket.
Wow.
No financial aid.
Yeah.
Nothing. No free high school. Everything is paid.
Yeah. Tell me how that was growing up in a refugee camp. You know, how many for people for the listeners rose in the tens of thousands, right? How would you describe your version, living it and being there, a refugee camp?
Yeah, I'll try to summarize it a little bit.
Yeah.
So basically, when we got in the camp, we were received by the UN agency.
Yeah.
We went to a
quarantine room.
Yeah, a quarantine room, and then they give you the food, and then like a day or two, they take you to not a tent. It's like a big plastic bag that you're supposed to create. You can cover on the size of a house.
Right.
So we had a chance to build a house out of like bricks, like mud bricks.
Yep.
And then
we have a caller? No, sorry.
And then from there, after building the house, we built everything, and then we had the door. And
how big was this tent, would you say? 12 by 12?
It wasn't a tent. It was actually a house made by bricks out of mud.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so people were creative at that point,
gotcha.
Like to make like a little bit something that's similar to a house.
Right.
Yeah, and there, when you're in the camp, it was like a really big, like 2 bedrooms. So the kids were in their room, but just for affordability at that time, and then we expanded it a little bit with time. Yeah, it was more like by getting the plastic bag like that. That can cover a big space, so we added like that. While you're in the camp, they give you a ration card. It's a special card for the meal. You get the meal every end of the month, and
poor family members, the amount of food.
Right, and then you have to budget it for the whole month.
Wow.
For example, how can I say? You get beans.
Meat?
No meat.
No meat?
Oh, come on. Grain.
Yeah.
Grain of maize.
Yeah.
Maize. Corn.
Corn,
Sorry,
yeah,
sorry,
corn.
American
No,
English.
No, yeah, no, it's good. You're good.
Yeah, corn.
Yeah.
And then oil, vegetable oil.
Yeah.
Sometimes they give you a special flour
Yeah.
for porridge. You know porridge?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, used to it. And then the other one is beans. And those are the only things that they give you.
Yeah.
And you can have like how many pounds? I always have hard time with.
How many
Can I say in kilograms?
Yeah, same kilos, yeah.
You guys can convert it in American style. Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
We deal with kilograms, okay?
Okay, yeah.
So you gotta understand. Okay.
We're the only country that does it in pounds anyway. So, in the
man.
world. Everybody else kilos, so.
Those 12 point something. No, we do with 10. So they usually give you like a 50 kilogram bag of maize, 20 kilograms
Corn.
of corn.
Yeah.
Maize is corn. Yeah.
Okay.
And then beans, 20 kilograms for the whole family of like we were 6 people.
Yeah.
And then imagine you have to budget that for the whole month.
Wow.
So it's not easy.
No.
So sometimes you have to work hard on different small jobs around the camp. If it like women's wash clothes,
to be able to do trades.
To be able to do trades and then get the way to afford
more food,
so that you can survive till the end of the month until you go back again and do that.
Hearing about this card, it kind of sounds like the WIC card here in the United States.
Yeah.
Kind of like similar styles, similar way.
It's really a little bit like that. And it's really hard. And while we were there, we used to go to school too, and they used to give us sometime like once a year. They give us like the books to write in, and also we didn't have like art supply. While I was doing that, I used to just do in the regular line book. I used to just draw just for fun while I was just there in the camp. And
what was the inspiration behind these drawings? Just for the day to get by.
For the day to get by. Sometimes I used to go to the you guys have blackboard in America or do you guys have it at school?
The what?
Blackboard.
Blackboard? Oh, yeah.
With
the chalkboard. Yeah,
the chalkboard. Chalkboard. They use chalks. Like I used to go.
Sometimes it's black, sometimes it's green.
Right.
Yeah.
But in Africa it's always black.
Yeah.
So I used to go like in front of the class and then do some animals drawing. I was just was to pass time.
Yeah.
I didn't have any intention or anything. It was just for fun.
Yeah.
And then when I got here, and then that's where I started. Just when I started painting, I took it serious, and from there, I just did it for fun for like until 2020.
Yeah.
That's when like a news article in Manchester approached me. Manchester Inklink. I don't know. You know that.
Shout out to Carol Robidoux.
Yeah, shout out to Carol.
She's a good friend of mine. Man.
She's really amazing.
Yeah.
She's really helpful, and she's the person who
give you the spotlight.
Give me the spotlight, and she came and interviewed me, and it was really a great conversation. And then from there, what else happened? There is another thing that happened. Oh.
How did you start getting the recognition?
When the thing that made me to get the recognition, it was that article.
Yeah.
And then the book, I got spotlighted in the book of Becky Field.
Becky Field.
She's a photographer from Concord.
Okay.
And we've been working together. We met at the institute there when there was like a small party.
Is she the one that took the picture for your website?
She's the one.
Wow, that's an amazing. Shout out your website, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that too. So she took that picture.
What's your website?
My website?
Yep.
It's JosimarMatimano.com.
Okay.
So that's,
and we'll put it in the description link below.
No,
and
cool.
So you got the recognition from Manchester Inklink.
Manchester Inklink.
And then everybody started approaching you.
Yeah, like when Becky Field launched her book, Manchester Inklink and Becky Field, both of them released like everything. there was an article in Union Leader too in Manchester.
Nice.
Yeah, shout out to them too. And they just spotlighted me,
Mhm.
and from there I started getting new calls and like interest in my work. And another school called Proctor Academy.
Yeah.
It's in Andover, New Hampshire.
Yep.
They told me that they will be interested in highlighting my work and show them in the library. So,
How about a scholarship?
a scholarship? Oh, I gotta go back to that too. So
Yeah.
I have so many things, and I know time is really hard, but let me try to condense it.
Yeah.
When I was at Job Corps, I was doing a full time. I was doing a full time just student, but also had a part time job.
Yeah.
While I had a part time job, I was also taking the painting class at the Courier.
Yep.
And then once I started doing portraits, I have some paintings on my website. Somebody's like ripping through the paper.
Yep.
That one was called The Other Side, and another one was me holding money in my mouth and handcuffed.
Yeah.
That also helped me. So like I took all those paintings that I had.
And some people would consider these political, maybe a controversial type of paintings.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Just how
These are the
people-
expressions of what you went through and what you perceive this lifestyle, this culture shock, this culture change.
Right.
So for you as an art expression, it's your authenticity.
That's right.
And for others, how would it? And it's all in the eye of the beholder, right?
That's right. Yeah.
But for most, obviously, because we're on a conservative side of the country
Right.
and stuff, and, individuals,
Yeah.
it's few of us that are expressing ourselves in this type of light.
Right.
In what form did you get any backlash for them, or
At first, nobody was like just looking at them. It was
Yeah.
just for me and myself. And
you didn't think you were gonna get this type of recognition?
Yeah, I didn't see myself even being like in a place like this, just the radio station, just getting invited. This is, I don't know, this is beyond my imagination.
Yeah.
And then the TV also recognition, the interview with NHP. I decided instead of like I was doing the CAD program. I was like, no, that's not my thing. I was just frustrated. Computer is not for everyone, you know what I
Right.
mean? And then I decided I had three options. One, I had three jobs looking for me. I had to choose one out of that. And then I had to decide whether to go to Manchester Community College and complete the CAD program, or for a like 2-year degree. And then another one was either to do art school, go to art school, like between those two. So I decided to choose one. I picked one like workplace that was looking for me because it was really I was like a hot person who was like on demand. I chose one that had an apprenticeship program, and I became an apprenticeship of the year in 2000. I did to go to the art school. And then how I showed it, I never even wrote the application. I went with my 4 paintings and I showed it to them. They were like, "You're in.
Wow,
You have
congratulations.
like a 60% scholarship." And I was like, "Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is something that I was
You
thinking
nev-
I never thought about, but
Yeah.
I was like dreaming to get in high school because I wanted to go to the university. And I would say I was the first one to get in the university, but now my young brother and sister now are in Manchester Community College.
Let's talk about your parents.
Right.
First generation parents.
Right.
Tough.
It's really tough.
The best critics, the worst critics, all of the above.
Being an artist, they want
This
to.
is gonna help us forward,
Right.
right?
Like,
So, what type of conversations now? You're the first one and the oldest.
I'm the first one. I'm
So
the
you're leading by
oldest.
example, right? That's a lot of pressure in its own.
A lot of pressure. I always try to tell my young brothers, even though you get like a good grade in school, try to be the best of the best that you can be.
Right.
And my parents were like, just not interested. They were like, man, this is not going to bring us
You've been
anything.
drawing since you were a kid. What makes you think you're gonna make money now?
Right.
Yeah.
And as always, the parents, they want you to they wish you the best. They want you to succeed in life, but
Right.
you have to know what you're doing and trying to explain to them. You can't explain it to them until you show like an evidence. You're just
Yeah.
selling it. Like when I sold the painting, that's when they were like, "Oh wow, now you can do it." Like when people started asking me for commissions,
Yeah.
that's when they were like, man,
Yeah.
no, I think you can do it. But this was he did a little bit of the work. But for them, they had to understand. Like I had to explain it to them and show them what I'm doing and how things can happen. But my dad is really
He's excited.
he's excited. But my mom is.
I can't.
still
I wish
getting
I could see the expression of their face. Well, they know it's because they're projecting their own traumas.
Right.
They're projecting their own like. They this is I can't imagine this growing up and getting paid for in a self-expression, and people
Right.
actually they look at it and say, people actually want to hear what you have to say. People
Yeah.
actually want to have a piece of your trauma or your expression,
Right.
and they want to pay you for it. Oh, nonsense! No way.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
You're just nailing everything correctly.
You know, like.
it's
And by the way, don't say any price, because after this interview, the price just went up on your commissions. The
Thank
price
you.
just went up on your commissions.
definitely.
So tell me, what's for the future? What do you see yourself doing now? Now you got you're established artist.
Right.
You have the recognition that you deserve. You're a first generation American. The future is yours.
Thank you.
Where do you want to go?
Right now, I want to work hard.
Yeah.
Have an inventory of a lot of work
Mm-hmm.
because right now I'm working a full-time job
Mm-hmm.
and I'm a full-time student
And you're a full-time artist.
and I'm a full-time.
You're living 3 lives in one.
Yeah.
When do you pull the trigger for art? Because this is a question that I want you to ask yourself. So when you look
Right.
at this interview, 2-3 years from now, you're like,
Right.
maybe this is the moment that you say, you know what, I want to go, because it's like that for us. That stability, that comfort of an income.
Right.
That comfort of an income is that stability, right? It's necessary.
I want to become a full-time artist,
Mm-hmm.
and at some point I want to complete my bachelor degree because right now I'm pursuing a bachelor degree at the Institute of Art at New
Nice.
England in Manchester, and I just drifted a little bit to go to community college to make up just the essential credits,
Right,
the math,
2 years and then
science,
right.
yeah,
Qualifications.
yeah, and then just transfer them back to the Institute of Art.
Mm-hmm.
I want I want to just express myself and some point become a full-time artist, stop working for people.
Yeah.
Want to be in some ways my own boss
Mhm.
at some point.
That is the dream.
At some point also if I get a master's, I get a chance to get a master.
Mhm.
I don't know if I would like to create a center, an art center where creativity can be valued
Mhm.
because in schools, high schools, it is not valued that much.
Right.
Creativity, arts are not really valued. So I would like to have like a center that teaches art, and also at some point in my career up there, I would like to go back in my country and create art center,
Mm.
a museum maybe, or cultural sites,
Yeah.
or build monument statues.
Statues,
That's
yeah.
what you like.
Sculptures.
Sculptures everywhere, and I want to learn how to do murals. Like I
Mhm.
have so many things on my plate, like
Yeah.
in my mind that I would like to do at some point. But the way forward is to get a bachelor degree in fine arts
Yeah.
and maybe continue with a master's. After that, I will see where life takes me, but still I'll keep doing what I'm doing and express the way I'm viewing things and give people the rawness of my way of viewing things.
Yeah. What now moving forward,
Right.
and connecting within the community and trying to propel forward the stability, right?
Right.
What do you want to tell your internal community? What do you want to tell your internal community? And what's the hope for the next wave of migrants that come in that were in the same position that you were, and what's the message for them? Because your community is going to be listening to this.
Right. Right.
They feel lost. They feel alone,
Yeah.
and they're scared.
I want to inspire them. I want to represent their voice, and I want to represent any artist who have never got like such an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I want to tell them, first of all, anything is possible. So, in whatever you're doing, even if you lose hope, don't give up. You remember that with the quote
Yeah,
that I
of
told
course.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
So at some point, like when you're doing things in life, you just go through so many things, and some points you just feel disappointed. You know, you feel like there is nothing left. Even when I was doing my work, like when I was painting these portraits, I was like, I'm just doing for the sake. But I know at some point, one day, things will happen for me. And I was determined to produce however many work, however, just how many just places I will go and still get rejected. I know one day it will happen for me and I'll get some recognition. I'm not trying to just only get the recognition, but I will try to put my expression out there and give people different perspective about life, how different people look at life. And I want to tell people, like the new generation, that I'm an example, and some people even can work hard and surpass where I've got.
Yeah.
And I believe that they can all do that, because anything is possible
Right.
as long as you put it in your head that it's possible. I know it takes time, it takes effort, it takes investment. I've been investing in my work.
Not only financial,
Right.
but time.
Time
Yeah.
wise, I would love to go out and hang out with other people,
Yeah.
go to other places.
Sacrifices.
Yeah, but I'm sacrificing my time, my energy, my money in it,
And then putting it all in a canvas.
all on the canvas, expressing it.
Yeah.
Put the raw and authenticity there for people.
Talk to me about that. We talked about that earlier.
Right.
About that authenticity.
Yeah, authenticity is really important to me. If you're trying to pretend or paint what you think will be cool to people,
Yeah.
that's not good. That won't lead you anywhere. No matter how like recognized you can be, like people can like
They can
see,
detect that.
they can always detect that, because it's something that is in
Natural,
us.
yeah.
It's just natural in human being. When someone was not being who they were pretending to be,
Yeah.
that always hit back. And for me, with my work,
Yeah.
if you look there, I use myself as a model because I want to get all the backlash. If somebody was to criticize me about political issue or social issue, I'll get all the backlash. And if somebody was to blame someone, and people always ask me, like,
Yeah.
just you're a person, like you always get criticism,
Right.
no matter what you do in your life.
Well,
You know
that's
what I
good.
mean?
You can't please everybody.
You can please anyone,
Yeah.
everybody, but you try to do what you think it's good for yourself first, and for the whole community, and represent different perspective and how you see the world. So, and if you're authentic, trust me, even though you might have like small following or small circle of the friend, but when people out there who look at your work and see the real authenticity, the rawness that is in you and in your work, they always relate to that, and they always do their best and their effort to help you. Shout out to all my friends and my Lisa Clark, Adele Campbell, and so many friends, Becky Field, and everyone who have been supporting me since day one. I mean, my
and Yasmin for you know,
Yasmin, oh my
for,
God,
for bringing us together. For she is a pinnacle within the Manchester community, and now we start seeing that connection. Now we're starting to leave the Gate City, and we have a strong base here.
Right.
But now we're starting to connect with the BIPOC community in Manchester.
That's amazing.
And we'll keep going forward within Concord and all the way to the Lakes region,
That's
all the way to Pittsfield, New Hampshire, if we have to. If there's any BIPOC community, if there's 1%ers and there's 5 individuals, we're going to know those 5 individuals because we want to highlight these amazing stories like yourself.
That's really cool.
Where do you want to see the African community within the next 2 years in Manchester and your community, and how to propel those forward, how to propel your community forward to get that proper representation that you guys deserve?
I want to see them in different places, in the community,
Organizations.
organization,
Representation,
just
city hall.
city halls, all those places, and different departments in the whole state, because it's really hard to see the represent. Well, first of all, I'm a member of the Manchester Arts Commission.
Nice.
So we work.
Commissioner.
Yeah, we work with a small group
Yeah.
of different people: Chow, Kevin, and me,
Yeah.
the board member of the Manchester Arts Commission,
Yeah.
and then different people like Yasmin, the Kimbo Jenkins. Also, they all work to highlight and bring the biopic community up front and
Yeah.
the representation. But one thing I can say, let's not trying to pretend, just
Say it,
to
my
use
brother.
this
Yeah.
to just say with words. For me, I'm a person who go with action. You know, if I'm talking about something, if I'm saying like I want to do a painting about, let's say, Martin Luther King, and he is sitting with maybe Malcolm X, maybe debating or something like
Yeah.
that, I will go and do it. So I would like us to get involved, speak loud, talk about it, and involve with action. Don't just only talk. Just don't wear the T-shirts. Just
Yes.
Black Lives Matter. No, just do it, and don't try to be on social media. Just
Sharing a post.
sharing the post.
Right.
Don't just. That's why I do my work. I use my work as a way to express myself, and if it can connect with 100 more, don't try to reject people's support because they're not from your own. From your own background
Right.
or race or what. I would like, just if there is any opportunity, take it, but just trying to see what that opportunity is, because people can take advantage of you, you know, in different ways. And if you don't see that, you have to like use yourself as a not only a tool, but something that will
As a catalyst,
as a catalyst that will
propel the community
propel
forward.
the whole community forward and be
Act
the
with-
example.
Act with no fear.
Yeah, act with no fear.
I love that.
Speak up. Be the example. And
Yeah.
if you're saying that you can do it, trust me, anything is possible if you just go for it.
Act with no fear.
Act with no fear. Stay determined.
Yeah.
You better lose hope, but don't give up in whatever you're doing.
Wow, that's amazing. What's your website? One more time.
Yeah, my website is Josimar Matimano, Jozimar Matimano, Matimano.com, and you can just look. You can go and follow me on Instagram and then Facebook, m.josimar art. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Josie Matimano. This was First Gen American. Thank you so much for your inspiring words, for your actions, more importantly,
Right.
and being that the catalyst that propel your community and our community, the BIPOC community, forward. Ladies and gentlemen, this was another episode of First Gen American. Thank you to all of our sponsors: Boomer Graphics and Signs, Rivera Nayarit, Mi Jalisco, and also Fences Unlimited and Sapopan. And be on the lookout for a new sponsor and a new great venture with the National Chamber of Commerce. So we look forward to connecting with other businesses and being that catalyst for our BIPOC community. I'm your host, Oscar Villacis. Till next time, stay well, stay healthy, and act with no fear.